Hi everybody, welcome back to the Distressed Princess. It is really me, and there is a reason why I'm dressed like this. If you didn't know, well, I don't know how you would know because I've never told you. I adore vintage things. I love going to antique stores and junk stores and looking for those things from the 40s and 50s and 60s, and it's just a hobby of mine. And this year I was inspired because I saw a lot of vintage looking reproductions like at Hobby Lobby, and this all really started with a reindeer, which I'll show you later. And it really got me wanting an old vintage Christmas tree. But those old tinsel trees that were popular in the late 50s and into the 60s are kind of hard to find and expensive if you do. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look up a tinsel tree. It's an aluminum tree and it had a color wheel that came with it, and the tree actually changed colors. And my grandma had one, and I thought it was the neatest thing when I was a kid. And so I'm trying to recreate a vintage style tree using a Walmart tree and some vintage ornaments that I found in an antique store. So if your heart is desiring a vintage tree this year, then follow along with my video and I'll show you how I did it. Here is a little deer that started it all. I found him at Hobby Lobby. I think I paid $10 for him, and I don't remember if that was on sale or not, but he was so vintage and cute, I had to have him, and that kicked off something. The next thing I found was the Santa Claus. He was at Hobby Lobby as well. I loved the colors of him, and I originally was buying him to go in my red and turquoise Christmas kitchen. Then after that, I found these little deer. They're actually salt and pepper shakers from Cracker Barrel, and they were only 99 cents a piece. And I just thought they were so adorable. And this little girl is an ornament that I found at Target, and I just fell in love with her. Isn't she the most adorable thing you ever laid eyes on? So here are some examples of those old-fashioned tinsel trees. Isn't this the coolest picture? This mid-century mod style. I'm really starting to appreciate that style. Anyway, these are the tinsel trees that I am trying to recreate. And here are the color wheels that would make them change color, which if I could get my hands on a color wheel, mine would change color too, but I've been unable to find one in my price range. It seems like the most popular style of these tinsel trees was the silver color. However, to match my house, I'm going to recreate this with a white tree. This is a vintage tablecloth, 40s or 50s tablecloth. I collect these tablecloths, and I'm going to use it as a tree skirt. The tree I bought was $25 from Walmart. It was white, 4 feet tall, and multicolored lights. These are the old ornaments I found at a local antique store, and I only paid $3 per bag for all of these cute ornaments. And these tiny little ornaments I got at Target because I thought they were the perfect colors to complement my vintage tree. I have not seen a vintage tree topper as of yet to buy, so I am using just a star tree topper from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to glitter it up just a little, just to tone down the shiny a little tad. I know that they must have really been into shiny things in the 50s to have these tinsel trees, the silver, but for my aesthetic, I'm going to tone it down just a little bit using glue and white glitter. If you are into vintage things, I suggest checking out these ladies, Laci Faye, the vintage girl next door, and Sage Lilleyman. They are just so wonderful in how they dress and even their day-to-day life. I know that Laci Faye lives her life as a 50s housewife every single day, and it's so fascinating to watch all of the things. You can go with her on thrift store hauls and see where she gets her vintage things and where she gets her vintage clothes and how to care for the vintage clothes. What I would give to have a vintage 40s or 50s dress. So I'm going to leave links to these ladies' channels down in my description box below. I hope you check them out. I have so much fun watching them. And let them know that the Distressed Princess sent you. Here is the finished tree topper, all shiny atop our vintage Christmas tree. And look at all these cool old ornaments on this tree. I really love how this tree turned out, and it totally satisfied my want for a vintage Christmas tree. Thank you all so much for watching and supporting my channel. It really means the world to me. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider hitting that button along with the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. If you're looking for new ideas and more inspiration, you can find me over on Instagram, Pinterest, and my own blog, thedistressedprincess.com. And there I post tutorials that you may not find here on YouTube. So come on over and check me out. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next time.